Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Gammo here and welcome back. So, today we're going to continue our Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 3 series. The last video I shared with you about Dawn of War 3 was sharing some thoughts, ideas and impressions which I had from watching the trailer of Dawn of War 3. But since then, there are more informations available, and I will go together with you through an article from RTS-Games, which says, or at least makes the claim, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 3, everything you need to know. I'm not only going through the article with you, but also will share some in-game screenshots that I have found. And yes, these are official in-game screenshots, probably already saw them. So let's start here, and I also will share some dislikes with you, because I've stumbled over some, but yeah, I'm not going to get sidetracked already, so let's start. So what do we've got here? Everything you need to know. Dawn of War 3 is happening. Over a decade after the original, while we still tapping power armored feet in anticipation to the release date for Relics Entertainment's next game, allow us to bring you everything we know about the third iteration in the Warhammer 40k strategy series. Despite the relatively early age of the announcement, there's quite a bit of information out there already. So, okay, we're going to take a look on Dawn of War 3 probable release date, what they have to say about that. Then we take a look on Dawn of War 3 gameplay, and then we take also a look on Dawn of War 3 campaign, and the latest point is probably, no, there are two more points: Dawn of War 3 multiplayer and Dawn of War 3 modding. Yeah, these are the most valuable points I will go with you through. So, okay, let's start with the first point: Dawn of War 3 release date. And yeah, this is what they have to say about that. 2017 is your year, but we know nothing beyond that. There was a certain amount of design works done in the past with the dying days of THQ, revealing that Relic were already working on the game as early as 2011. They didn't just kick development off last week, and based on Sega's release schedule for this year, they are in need of games for the Christmas rush. Okay. However, given we haven't seen so much as screenshots yet, the 2017 date mentioned in the first press release schedule came as a surprise. It's a shame to wait, but given 2016 is already packed with great games and great 40k games, yeah, that's true, it is nice to know there will be something left for later on. So this is the information we have about the release date, and if you want to take a look by your own on this article, all you need to do is take a look into the video description, because there you will find the link to it. So let's take a look on Dawn of War 3 gameplay. What do they have to say about that? This was the first big question coming into the announcement. Would a third Dawn of War follow the model of the first, large armies and control pointing capture, or large armies and control point capture? The second hand on tactics at squad level, or reinvent itself once again? The answer is little of all three, which is not bad, also not good maybe. I think we have to wait, and time will tell how it is. Personally, I have to admit, I never really was a huge fan of Dawn of War 2. I don't know, I never get really fired up by it. Yeah, I just played through the DLCs or later titles, we could say, you know what I mean. And yeah, I always played like through the campaign, tried some multiplayer, but it's like I say, I never really get fired up as I did with Dawn of War 1, because Dawn of War 1, I'm still playing it even today. Not the original title, but some of its mods, especially the Ultimate Apocalypse mod. I do enjoy that quite a lot. And also, this here is where I get into a little bit of bad mode. Listen, in the initial press release, Relic and Sega says that Dawn of War 3 will have the epic scale of Dawn of War 1, which is fantastic, combined with the customization and elite heroes of Dawn of War 2, which is really cool. They also mentioned large units, super walkers, and here I have an issue with. Why? Okay, I'm gonna explain that, but to do so I need to get a little bit sidetracked for it. So, yesterday I've done the same video I'm doing right now for you. I did it for my German viewers. And there I go, to do so I have to go through the German official press release article. And instead of mentioning in their article, instead of mentioning super walkers, and they mean with that, they mean the Wraith Knights and the Imperial Knights and these Orcs thing, Death Machine, whatever it is called. In the German article, they used the word Titans. And we all know that Knights are not Titans. I know that on the Lexicanum side, they get into the same category, but Knights are not Titans, and there are, at least in my opinion, 4 arguments why they are not Titans. First of all, they're too small. Second of all, the Warhound Titan, which is the smallest and lightest, already weighs 410 symmetric tons. Yeah. Sorry, but a knight not even gets close to that. Next argument why a knight is not a titan is already the Warhound Titan gets protected by void shields. Knights don't have void shields. They, if at all, they will get protected by an iron shield. And this is a huge difference. This is not even on the same table. And at least in my opinion, the 4th argument why Knights are not Titans is that just even compare the, let's say, no, don't get me wrong, but the Warhound Titan is the smallest and is already a cool thing or cool machine, and compared to his sisters or brothers, other Titans, compare the firepower it has available. You already see which way I'm going, because yeah, it has good firepower, but the other Titans have far more firepower, but they're using, at least to some level, they use the same weapons. And Knight is not even on the same table side or whatever. It's not like the opposite side of a coin, yeah. Compared, and I don't say that a knight has not good firepower, but they don't even use the same weapons, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. So these are the 4 arguments why I say knights are not Titans, yeah. But this is my opinion, and if it's officially claimed by Games Workshop, yeah, I'm not going to argue against that, because they are the boss. And if they say that knights are titans, then knights are titans, even when these argues speaks against it. But this is, like I say, my personal opinion. And what I don't like about that is that I already can imagine, and I already had this conversation, not a discussion, but a conversation with one of my German viewers, that because of this article, yeah, he also thinks like, yeah, titans. But no, they are not titans. And I already can see people get annoyed and I don't know, rate the game in a very bad way because they don't get titans. Because of the misinformation they get previously. And this is really something that absolutely annoys me. But okay, enough of sidetrack. Let's go in line back and continue. So, they also mentioning large units, or larger units, super walkers, and weaponry, giant orbital lasers, which we already know from Dawn of War 1 at least. Then we've seen in the game before, suggesting it is doubling down on the increased scale if you're looking for a simple answer as to whether the game is closer to Dawn of War 1 or 2. The original is the answer, but it is certainly shaping up its own thing, which is really nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong about like taking what worked in both titles and putting it together in one title. And I really like the idea of having like the good things from Dawn of War 2 and the good things from Dawn of War 1, because I'm a fan, or I prefer the classic way of real-time strategy where you control an area, you build a base, you upgrade some buildings, you get some units, you upgrade your units, and then you get into the big clash with your army. I like that. So, while the overall strategy of a map will still be controlled by power generators and capture point just as in the first game, massive units with unique special abilities are how Dawn of War 2 is brought into things. They're called elites, and in single player we will be collected and upgraded as you progress. They're meant to dominate battlefields single-handedly, be it through tactical buffs from commanders, units, or, massive guns. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Cover is also returning, but simplified, so that squads of units capture areas, becoming more resistant to range fire, but easier to clear out with assault. So it means they become more resilient against range weapons or range attacks, but easier to not easier to kill, if I get it right. But yeah, because they get far more resilient against range attacks, you should use melee units rather than flat buffs. It in certain areas of the map. Those that have seen the game say that being in cover is close to immunity from range damage. Okay, so jetpacking, charging, teleporting, or whatever in really is the only option to clear out the entrenched. But obviously assault troops have a massive advantage once close quarter are achieved, so it won't take much to counter. Yeah, I'm pretty fine with that. And before we're going to continue on the point 3, which is campaign, let's take a look on some screenshots. So here we are. This is the first screenshot I would like to share with you, and you really don't need to worry because this is official stuff. It's not something that I pulled out of my ass. So what do we see on this screenshot? Nice background, and probably orbital bombardment from Battle Barge or whatever. I would say this here probably is Eldar Webway or whatever it's left of it. And here was probably some kind of tank. I'm not entirely sure about it. And yeah, some some screwed up Eldar. What else do we have here? Yeah, probably the Force Commander or whatever, our hero unit. How was this guy called? I think this is Gabriel Angelos. We also see, so we have our commander, and he's wearing some kind of special. He is obviously wearing a Terminator armor, which you will see in the next screenshot far better than here. What else do we have? Some assault troops, some tactical marines, some Terminators, and yeah, that's all we have on that screenshot. So let's go to the next one. So here we go. So this is the second screenshot I'm going to share with you. So what do we got on that one? What can we see? So there he is again, Gabriel Angelos. Some other Terminators, more tactical marines, some Devastators. I probably never will get used to it that like 3 Devastators or 3 Terminators are an entire unit. I'm absolutely still into that 5 to 10 models per unit. So yeah, more assault marines, so nothing special there. On the other side, we see some Biltan or Eldar from the craft world Biltan. We have some Dire Avengers, some what these are called, Wraith Guards, I think. Yeah, Wraith Guards, I think. So Dire Avengers, Wraith Guards, a Falcon anti-grav tank, armed with a pulsar, 2 shuriken catapults for the driver, or the pilot in this case, and a shuriken cannon, so far I remember. Okay, and naturally we will have our super walker or heavy walker, whatever we want to call him. This is the Imperial Knight, armed with 2 monstrosities of Gatling guns, I would say. Rocket launcher and another gun, whatever it is. 2 things I don't really like about that guy is first the color schema, then this weird looking snake on the shoulder pad, and unfortunately in this case you can't see that very well, but on top he has like an emblem, or it looks like an 8-H star. Not similar to the 8-H star of Chaos, but there are some similarities, and this is something, I mean, I don't like it, because the Farb schema or color schema reminds me too much of the Alpha Legion. And yeah, I know this is not a Hydra, but still it is some kind of snake thing, and the Hydra is a snake with, or the emblem of the Alpha Legion was a snake with basically 3 heads. So yeah, maybe it is just a coincidence, but I tell you that I don't like coincidences. So, and there are 3 already, 3: a snake, the color, and some very, or at least similar looking 8-H star. So not my favorite picture, but okay. And also you can see here, and this is something really nice, because Gabriel Angelos on this picture, as you'll see, he is wearing a Terminator armor, but it is not a common Terminator armor like these common Terminators or assault Terminators in his army have here, because this here looks far more, just judging by the leg pattern or leg armor and the shoulder patterns or shoulder armor, shoulder pads, it looks more like a Cataphractii armor, which reminds me far more on 30k Okay, and yeah, I like that. But let's jump to the next and last screenshot I have to share. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, third and final, we could say. After the screenshots we are going to continue with the point about the campaign and see what they have to tell us there. So what can we see here? More Dire Avengers. I think they replaced the Guardians with the Dire Avengers, because until now I haven't seen even one Guardian, but okay, I'm fine with that. More Wraith Guards, some Howling Banshees, Ilumzar. Yeah, and this is the new gun barrel of the Ilumzar, we could say, because previously, or the previous model, which I also possess, it has only like this diamond or crystal, and it ends there. And here we have the extended barrel, we could say. It looks nice, I like it. More Biotan craft world. I think these are Kindars. Yeah, these are Kindars. We have also more assault squads or assault space marines. Some Vipers armed with rocket launchers. More Wraith Guards. Another Ilumzar. And I think these guys inside this circle or structure, I think they do benefit from the cover system. I really think they do. Okay, on the other side we have some Devastators. We have some Terminators, Cybot. I'm not entirely sure what kind of Cybot it is. If it is some kind of pattern or an unupgraded one, because as you'll see, the Cybot here in the front and also that one in the back, they don't have any extra weapons, which could lead to the misjudgment that these are Furioso Cybots, and they maybe are. And I would say go into the link description, click on the link, which will guide you to the official site. So, and there you can take a closer look on these screenshots, and maybe you can judge it better than I do. But so far, yeah, it looks like a standard Cybot. What is interesting is the question about which you cannot see, unfortunately, but he has like smoke launchers on top. Will they work actually, or are they just cosmetic? And here we have again our Alpha Legion. I don't know. Maybe I'm absolutely misjudging that, but it's like I say, I don't like the color pattern, that familiar looking H8 star and the snake, and yeah, too much coincidence, at least for myself. Yeah, so this is more or less all we have here. The Kindars, Dire Avenger, Ilumzar, Wraith Guards. Yeah, that's all we have to share. So let's jump over to the next point, and yeah, or jumping or avalanching Gabriel Angelos with a Thunderhammer. I don't think that this is possible inside a Terminator armor, but hey, who am I to judge that? So let's jump over to the next point. So here we go, Dawn of War 3 campaign. Dawn of War 3 campaign will feature each faction converging when a catastrophic weapon is found on the mysterious world of Acheron. According to the official site, through the narrative you will move from Space Marine to Orc to Eldar. Okay, as each go about their business of trying to absolutely slaughter the other. Yeah, sounds nice. Sounds similar, sounds exactly like 40k. As for the missions themselves and how they'll be connected, there's less info on that out there right now. Okay, Relic have used such a varied formula over the years, it's anyone's guess what we will get this time. Dawn of War 2 expansion Chaos Rising was choice heavy and had multiple paths through its story of corruption and redemption. Dawn of War had narrative campaign for its base and first expansion, but non-linear strategic battle maps after that were a series of skirmishes against a faction would eventually build to their core province for a special one-off battle. It let each race have their own story, but could get highly repetitive. Yeah, that's true. Homeward famously used a consistent army setup through a series of story missions, letting you build and customize your force and then carry it between encounters. A line on the Steam page would suggest that's happening again. Yeah, I think we also saw that in Dark Crusade it was, I think, where we had some not similar but familiar, at least in my opinion, mechanic, but only time will tell. Of course, they also have to contend with the work other companies have done in the genre since their first game, with StarCraft 2 pushing how varied real-time strategy or RTS missions design can be much further forward. A few too many death ball marches or skirmish-like will be disappointing in the modern era. Yeah, that's true. Can't say anything against that. So let's take a look what they have to tell us about the multiplayer of Dawn of War 3. We can definitely make some more assumptions here, like that the modern big budget RTS will have multiplayer components. However, beyond 1v1 and the team mods plus co-op as mentioned on the Steam page, there are a lot of options for Relic. Will they provide a co-op version of whatever campaign structure they go with, or some separate missions a la StarCraft 2 Allied Commanders? Will a unique mod like Last Stand return, hugely popular as it was? How well will the inevitably competitive community be supported, and how much effort do a company that isn't Blizzard want to put into trying to revive strategy esport? Perhaps most importantly, how will it expand? This moves into business models questions. And while we are assuming that the base game will be a full price all-in-one Warhammer is so ripped for add-ons that DLC is inevitable, the Company of Heroes 2 model seems most likely, which factions added as paid upgrades every or often letting anyone face against them in multiplayer without playing. But to play as them, you cocked up to cash. On the previous topic, the Ardennes Assault expansion also added a new campaign, so DLC in that area is possible as well. True. A lot of this could also depend on how successful the game is in its first year. A Dawn of War 3 that sells a couple of million copies is a far steadier base on which to build a constant expansion service model than one that limits its ways to a couple of 100,000, getting in a single expansion before being shelved for the next big game. Relic have said that elite units will be worked in by being selected beforehand, and they're considering MOBA style picking, okay, but haven't worked out the details yet. Okay, so we're coming to the last and final point, which is Dawn of War 3 modding, and this is where, at least for me, it gets really important, because in the previous title, Dawn of War 1, modding, as far as I can tell, was absolutely not a problem. that was a different, let's say, task or achievement for Dawn of War 2, because as far as I'm aware, or this is what I heard, is that Dawn of War 2 is not really mod friendly, and this is a big issue, at least in my opinion, because Dawn of War 1, which I preferred from the playstyle, has really a huge replayability because of the mods which are available, especially one of the most played mods by myself, even for today, Ultimate Apocalypse. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, still, this mod keeps more or less Dawn of War 1 alive, because it is still available and it is still fun. I have tried, I think, 1 or 2 mods for Dawn of War 2, but it's like I say, I never really had the connection to Dawn of War 2 like I had it to Dawn of War 1, so yeah, I never really found I never really found it as enjoyable as Dawn of War 1. But okay, so let's see what they have to tell us about Dawn of War 3 modding. What is more ripe for modding than a Warhammer 40k game? No matter how long Relic spends building a base version, with 3-month Games Workshop will have revealed some new armies, units or special characters that someone would want to use. Even if Games Workshop gave up on their franchise tomorrow, Relic aren't going to cram everything that currently exists within the mass universe into the game. Yeah, that's true. The community will gather up their favorite factions and get them work if allowed. Yeah, that's true, and I absolutely hope that Relic and Sega will allow us to have modding, or at least support it. That would be awesome. Such it was for the first 2 games, with mods like Ultimate Apocalypse still being regularly updated by committed development teams. Yeah, true. While neither ever had the legacy of something like Skyrim. Yeah, that's true too. Or the long-running map-making what the hell is that kind of a word? Pedigree of Blizzard games. Okay. There was a ton of interest there, and will undoubtedly be for the 3rd iteration. Okay, I'm getting really tired here. The previous version didn't have the support structure of the Steam Workshop, okay, nor the modern internet speeds, true, and level or modern capabilities that pushed mods into such a mainstream area of gaming. Yeah, that's true. It's up to Relic if it's even possible, of course, but there's always been a vein of customization, from getting to choose armies, colors, schemas in Dawn of War 1 to picking out equipment and abilities in a sequel. It would be out of character to not see some amount of support for it, and given how much value it's added to a game like this, a fairly pure move from a purely mercenary standpoint too. If players know that modders will be developing for it over the next 10 years, they're far more likely to buy. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And yeah, guys, sorry for my pure language and pure English. I'm really getting very, very tired. So thank you for your attention. Hope to see you soon. If you wish to know anything about 40k or Dawn of War, just feel free to write me a comment or enlighten me. Whatever, you will find a way to contact me. So thank you for your attention. Until next time, here is Super Gambo.
殺す。おじけづくか。